Good morning, everybody. First, a warm and sincere thank you to Intercloud9 for organizing today's event and for having us. In the next 45 minutes, we will show you how Kerv can help you future-proof your union. Next slide, please, Dave. I'm Erwin. I'm joined by my colleague Dave, and you will also hear Sonia and Paddy's pre-recorded voices later on when we dive into the demo section of this presentation. Next slide, please. My colleagues and I work for Kerv Digital, who is part of the Kerv group, which consists of 6 practices and employs around and about 1,000 people. From the left to the right, we start with Kerv Experience, which specializes in cloud telephony and automating digital contact centers on the Genesis platform. They've been doing this for over 20 years. Then we have Kerv Collaboration and Compliance, and these colleagues ensure that all communication, not only voice, but also other channels like Microsoft Teams, WhatsApp, Zoom, iMessage, etc., in regulated industries like finance is compliant, managed, and recorded. Kerv Digital is your partner for integrated cloud and digital transformation services. We focus on the Microsoft 365 business applications and no-code, low-code solutions. But we can also provide user experience design, data and AI solutions, and bespoke configuration and development. Let's move on to Kerv Transform. This practice provides managed IT services and deals with infrastructure, Citrix, Microsoft 365, Microsoft Azure, Modern Workplace, and so on. They can be your external IT partner or an extension of your own internal IT team. Kerv Connect, as the name suggests already, connects networks. That is very technical stuff that forms the foundation of any IT system. Think about data centers, large Wi-Fi installations, routers, bandwidth optimization, all that sort of good stuff. And last but not least, we have Kerv Consult, that is project management, advice, and change management. Kerv Consult has a special position in this overview because it acts independently from the rest of our practices, and they are impartial when it comes to advising their clients. Next slide, please, Dave. The mission statement of Kerv is very simple. All of our practices are united by that ambition to use tech for good. And Kerv Digital is your digital transformation partner for Microsoft business applications, and we are the largest entity in the Kerv group, employing more than 500 people in the UK and India. Kerv Digital is one of the only UK companies that can truly deliver the entire Microsoft business application stack. Power Platform, CRM, project operations, and 2 ERP solutions, Business Central for the small and medium businesses, and finance and operations, or finance and supply chain management, as it's called today, for our large enterprise customers. We make use of accelerators to speed up our implementations and to reuse proven technology. Kerv Digital works across a range of core industries, including transport, commercial, central government, financial services, and the not-for-profit and professional membership sector. And as you can see on the slide, we are very proud to call ourselves a great place to work, and we walk the talk, and our numerous accreditations and certifications underpin our experience and professionalism. Next slide, please. I'll let the Wall of Fame talk for himself. All these customers collaborate with and trust Kerv, so I think I can assure you that you are in safe hands. And the next slide, please. Specific referencing to the NFP and membership sector, you see that our footprint in this sector is really extensive. Built on top of the Microsoft ecosystem, we have delivered successful projects with English Heritage, WaterAid, the Institute of Chartered Accountants, ITF, and many more through multi-year engagements. We have invested significantly in our ability to serve this sector, not just in technological innovations like solution accelerators, as you will see later on, but also in our organizational design and sector-specific roles and resources that enable us to serve better NFP and membership clients. You also see a range of awards, specialisms on the membership and not-for-profit sides, and where they intersect. Memcom Partner of the Year for membership, Microsoft Global Non-Profit Partner of the Year finalist. These are all track records of successful engagements and outcomes. And here I would like to hand over to my brilliant colleague Dave, head of our customer engagement team, and he will walk you through our approach and solution. The floor is yours, Dave.
Thanks, Owen, for the build-up as well. Yeah, so I'm Dave. I'm head of CRM customer engagement, and also really at heart a kind of an architect and a functional as well. So that's kind of the team that I look after within Kerv Digital. And I guess one of the things I wanted to talk about from the very start of this was kind of the single view of the member, and also why it's never been more important really than today. I mean, it's something that, you know, I guess over the years we've strived for, but it's never been really more important than today. And really, I think that the importance is those three people at the bottom of this slide here. So we've got our member who we've called Maria. We've got our agent, who's someone who works internally, called Riley. But also, you know, Copilot and AI as well is looking at this information, looking at this central source of information and interpreting it and aiding the agent and also the members to collaborate with this information in real time. So getting that single view is really, really important. And, you know, at Kerv Digital, our team really are here to help you resolve those problems. We do this with our customers based on their business priorities, the return on investment, and also the feasibility as well. But typically, the pain points are things like shadow IT. So, you know, I hear quite often, we've got a process, but it's in a spreadsheet. Our job is to bring that into a single solution and get everything aligned nicely and talking to each other nicely. And there's a number of technologies that we can use to do that. You know, some organizations have still got pen and paper administration as well in some areas as well. We can help bring that to life through the Power Platform and bring it to life very easily and very quickly as well. So you can try it out and then feedback in terms of the improvements needed. And really the pain points are here: slow, inefficient processes, you've got siloed data, it's difficult to make empowered decisions. You've got data everywhere as well, so that creates some security and GDPR risks, and also errors as well in terms of transposing data from one system to another as well. You know, the pain points are many, and our job is to help you bring that together using a variety of technologies, but really built upon the Microsoft stack. And if I just lead into one such example of a customer we're working with at the moment, we're working on a kind of couple of project streams with them. That's the International Transport Workers Federation, which is ITF. They were already Power Platform users, but we're working with them to take that forward. I'll show you the projects that we're working on in kind of the next slide, but essentially we're doing digital transformation and modernization across applications and data. Importantly here as well, we're doing a collaborative approach as well. So we're working with their team. They've already got some skills in-house, so we're working with them and doing some knowledge transfer and best practice with them as well. So really it's about modernizing their core membership system, integration with other systems and external websites, and implementation of a cloud platform as well. So they're coming from an on-premise environment. And if I just move on to the next slide, that kind of tells the story, I guess, a little bit more simply, but in diagrams. Two parts to their implementation. One part we're working on currently, and one part is already done, and we're already getting critical feedback on that. So the Planner Power App is a tool that they use to manage all of their internal projects. It started off in Excel, as all good solutions do. Made its way through to SharePoint with ITF themselves, and they wrote a Power Platform Canvas app on top of that, and then called on us to help. And then what we did is we took that into Dataverse. You know, so we built it into the database that sits within the Power Platform, and put a model-driven app over that. and we did that in a matter of months. So a short time to value to get that up and running and getting it in front of users, so that they can understand the potential and we can gain some critical feedback. We've transferred some skills to ITF as part of that, and now we're in the process of continually improving that application based on the feedback that we're getting from users and how they want to grow that particular solution. So they're realizing the potential and continuously improving. The other project is larger. Essentially, they've got two on-premise solutions that they use to manage their members, and our role is to bring those two solutions together and migrate them to the cloud. So it is about creating that single view of the member. It is data unification, but also modernization at the same time, which is a classic story for us. So that's what we're doing for the ITF. Okay, so if we just move on to kind of our approach to membership, this is really how we approach it. So first of all, what we do is we go Microsoft Cloud first. So we're using components that are provided to us by Microsoft. So Azure, the Power Platform, Dynamics 365, Copilot and AI are increasingly coming into the mix in terms of the solutions. They are giving us a lot of inbuilt tools that we'll hear about a little bit later on, and also the capability to extend this as well very easily using standard kind of low code tools as well. Power BI for analytics, and also API management as well to talk to other applications like websites and third-party platforms as well. Our job is to make sure that it is secure, scalable, and available as well. The Microsoft platform does that for us, and then we can scale out depending on needs. On top of that, what we do then is we add core membership functionality. So these are really the components that we see in many membership organizations, and we believe are at the core. So there's a data model, the ability to process applications, so for new members to join, pricing models, so I guess bespoke pricing, depending on a variety of factors, handling renewals, income processing through credit cards and also direct debits as well, managing those roles and responsibilities. So where you've got people working together, who's responsible for what and when, and who was responsible for what and when, and also like automating delivery of certificates and things like that as well. From our side, there's no vendor lock-in, so you're not compelled to use us. Once you've got this code, you can take it and use it with someone else. So we just deliver it as part of our solution. So from us, it enables us to bring the membership functionality to life much quicker by using this core functionality. Is the way that we use it, essentially as an accelerator, and quite often we use the term accelerator internally as well. On top of that, then what we do is we add bespoke configuration and development for your members, your business processes, your ecosystem, your data, and your insights and reporting. And this is really what makes the system personal to you. So it's bespoke, layered on top of core functionality, built on Microsoft Cloud first solutions is the way that we go with our approach. And in the next few slides, I just want to show you some of the key journeys that we've handled as part of the core membership functionality. So this is our new member journey. We'll see an example of this in one of the demos. So Maria registers onto the portal, uploads a proof of identity, then the membership is added to an order that's generated with the correct fee, and then makes its way through finance systems to process it. Maria pays the correct fee, and then it marks the invoice as paid, and then it sends it back to Maria. So we've got a number of these journeys already handled within the core, and I'll just click through these. So here we've got the renewal journey. You can see again there's a renewal process that runs periodically and sends out a renewal reminder and so on and so forth. So this is how we map journeys at the very kind of high level. This is Direct debits. So we're working with Bottom Line to do direct debits. This is the direct debit lodgement. And then this is a claim submission. And then it's a direct debit amendment as well. So just to show you some of the kind of the example journeys that we've got as part of the process. Okay. And if we just look, I guess we all love a good detailed diagram. This is how the kind of the stacks up. So it's built really on within the Power Platform. At the bottom here, we've got our core Dataverse layer. On top of that, you've got Power Apps, which is the bit that you interact with within the application. And then our membership foundations, income management, pricing, renewals, roles and responsibilities, and certificates. So this is our foundation piece. On top of that, then we've got the option to use the first-party applications from Microsoft. So these are the ones that we really recommend. Is Customer Insights Journeys to manage events, email marketing, and surveys, and so on. And then we've got Customer Service or full-blown contact center if you are needing to do this in a kind of a voice-based environment as well. So those are options that are open to us. The reason why we're recommending those is because there is a huge amount of investment from Microsoft at the moment in those applications. So we tend to configure those and then leave those alone and let them evolve as Microsoft evolves those applications, which is a smart way to go. Then we do our bespoke additional customization on top of that. Customizing sensitively on top of this layer to give you the customizations that you need for your organization. This is surrounded by other applications, your familiar Microsoft tools here. Copilot is all the way through. You've got Power BI for analysis. You've got Fabric as a data platform if you need to go beyond Dataverse, and then these are your links out to websites and other applications. Okay. So I just wanted to put a slide in about licensing costs as well. It is always the elephant in the room in terms of kind of like how much this is going to cost. And we look at licensing nowadays, and it's either user or consumption based, and it seems to change by the minute from Microsoft. So it is complex to navigate, depending on who you are as an organization and where you buy your licenses from and how many you buy, you get a different price. So our aim really is to help you provide the best return on investment for your license cost, I think is the way that I put it. And from our perspective, the best license is the one that you don't need. So you talk to us, we talk to you, we talk to you about your requirements, and our job is to help you navigate it. So if you don't need a license, then we're not going to compel you to buy it. And Membership Foundations is built on Power Platform licensing, which is about the cheapest level that you can get for the Power Platform. So you don't need any Dynamics 365 licenses to run it, unless you want to use any of the first-party applications like Customer Service or like Customer Insights Journeys, and then you pay the licensing for those applications where appropriate. We do use Azure components to operate at scale. So often our organizations have got hundreds of thousands of members or even millions of members in the case of some of our non-for-profit organizations. So we use Azure components to operate at scale. And as it says there, you can use your existing providers to buy licenses, or we can recommend for you. So I just wanted to bring something in about licenses. The next thing that I also wanted to bring in as well is about partners in development as well. This is something that we're increasingly doing with our customers is they've got a team that they want to upskill along the way. They may have already used the Power Platform, but sometimes it may not have been to best practice. So what we can do is we can bring those skills to the partnership and co-develop and learn. Sorry, your team can learn from us the skills that we have in terms of the Power Platform and Azure. It also applies if you've got an existing web agency as well. So quite often we see that as kind of the three-way partnership, like it is represented in the diagram there. So it's Kerv, it's you, and also your web partner as well, that are helping to bring this project to life. So a front end from your web design agency, a back end from us, and also your developers as well, bringing that to life. And it ensures business alignment. It also means that there are kind of no surprises to your team when the solution is developed, because they've grown with the solution, they've learned the solution because they were part of the design process. So yeah, something I wanted to highlight there for you. Okay, so on to some demos. So we've got a series of 6 short demos that we just wanted to run through, and they've been pre-recorded by my colleagues Paddy and Sonia. So the first one is a new member journey that just shows you a new member logging onto a portal and then their information internally. The second one takes us into customer insights journeys and shows email and events. And then we get into some AI stuff with Copilot. So the last 3 are kind of using Copilot. So yeah, let's have a look. So going back to what I showed you at the start of this, we've got our member journeys, and here is the one for the new member journey that we're going to see. So we've got our fictional union that we're using for this, that we've called Union Line. Maria logs into the membership portal, creates a membership application. She's able to manage prep, and then Riley then is able to communicate, view a summary of what has happened, process the application, and then finally she can look at some analytics at the end of the journey as well. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so we're logging onto the portal. The member can log in. So they create a login, and then they can log in, and then here they can process an application, and they've got the ability to upload information with their application and also manage their profile as well. And then internally they can see that registration, and they can check the information on that registration. So this is the communication information. You can see that we're highlighting the information that's come through from the member, including the identification information that's there as well. Here we've got the ability to communicate, so we can send an email back, or we can raise a phone call as well, and that gets logged within the timeline. And then here we've got an AI summary as well. So this is where we've got built-in AI within the application. So Copilot here is summarizing the conversation in terms of the highlights that's built in now to Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform. This is where the registrations are managed. So the registrations are managed as applications, and you can see here there's a process that the process is completely configurable in terms of the steps that you can have. And so you can step through the process of the application. So if you need to look at before you can complete the application, then that's there. And then finally, there is some analytics as well. So we can import Power BI directly into the application. This one is looking at churn analysis for members. Okay, so that's the first demonstration. Let's skip on to the next slide. See if I can skip it along. There we go. Okay. So are we getting a second slide now about personalized experiences? Is that working okay?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
that's good.
Perfect. Okay. So the demo gods have thrown me a curveball today. So I just wanted to talk about personalized experiences, because this is something that we're working on with our customers as well, is really driving engagement by understanding members. So we use the Power Platform and Membership Foundations to track information such as membership history, professional history, demographics, and also previous engagements with products and services as well, so that we can see the things that they're buying or the things that they're subscribed to as well, and the location as well. And then through the use of customer insights journeys and also the portals as well, we can provide a tailored experience. So we're providing the information to provide personalized experiences. So we don't believe in a one-size-fits-all approach. So using that information that's stored within the database to provide personalized experiences. And if I click on to the next slide, then we can see the email and event journey. So this in this journey, we're going to manage the brand profile. We're going to create and manage events. We're going to create an email with assistance from Copilot, so we can see Copilot is getting involved. We're going to create a customer journey, and then finally we're going to communicate and engage through email as well. So, and this is all about Agent Riley. So this is Agent Riley with a little bit of help from Copilot. So let's take a look at this one. And I'm just going to make sure as well that the audio is muted from my side. Okay, so we're going to look at the branding first. So this is within a brand profile within Customer Insights Journey. So you can set up different themes and make sure that your branding is consistent within Customer Insights Journeys. So, and you can set the security levels on this. So some users can change brands, whereas others can just create journeys. So here we're looking at an event. You can set up virtual and in real life events. So virtual events use Teams by default, as you would expect, because it's Microsoft, but other platforms can be used as well. So here we're going to look at the email. This is an email template, and this uses a WYSIWYG control to show the email as you are generating it. And here we can get some content ideas from Copilot as well. So something that AI is very good at is suggesting content, and you'll see that throughout Dynamics 365. This is the journey. So you can see here we've got a journey which sends someone a reminder, and if they've decided that they're not going to attend, then we send them an email and ask them to watch on demand. So we've got an on-demand video that they can watch, or they can attend the event. So the journeys are very easy to put together in a kind of a flowchart fashion as well. So this is Customer Insights journeys. Okay, and that email goes out at the appropriate time. Okay, so that was a little look at Customer Insights journeys with Copilot helping us to create emails as well. So, and you'll see this throughout the applications. Is Copilot is coming in and asking whether it can help us, and within the Power Platform, it's making suggestions like responses to emails and so on. So all of that is here and it's now. And I just wanted to make the point before we go into these kind of Copilot demos that data and knowledge is really king at the moment. It is really currency of sort. AI is here. It's looking at our information if we let it. We have some control over that. But it's important that we keep our data clean and our knowledge repositories up to date and also controlled as well. So that we know what our knowledge sources are, and we know that the information that's within them, because we're exposing it to a greater audience. So these are the different types of AI that are kind of available at the moment, and there are many different types. But we've broken it down into three. There are, not sure why that keeps going forward a slide, but there we go. Okay, so there are different types of AI. Go back a slide. Kind of pause it for a second. Let's go there. There are different types of AI. So The first one really is people that are adopting the intelligent functionality that comes as part of a product or is the product. And we saw that within customer insights journeys, where we used the built-in recommendations within the email to use some content. So our first thing is really adopting that functionality, and we'll seeing it pop up in lots of areas. The second type is extending that functionality. We're starting to see now options like Copilot Studio and the ability to build our own flows using AI functionality. We're calling this extend. So what we're doing is we are taking AI components and using those to meet our specific business processes or functional needs. So that is here as well. And our customers are working typically in this space that we've got highlighted here. The third type is specialization, so creating specific specialized models for bespoke requirements. And we're seeing this pop up as well. So companies and data centers are offering services now, such as data image recognition models, sound recognition models, and so on. So we're seeing those pop up, and we can use them in bespoke models as well. So we're seeing a move from the left to the right in terms of the different types of AI and also the user adoption as well. Let's just go back to that slide and then we can move one along. Okay, so how AI can enhance trade unions? Well, there's a few ways that we see that this can happen. So, AI-powered chatbots, so automating member inquiries and freeing up staff resources. So really, let AI do the heavy lifting and do a handover when necessary, if you need to bring a human into the loop. So certainly that is here, and we can start looking at that now. Predictive analytics as well, so identifying member engagement trends and potential, so using historical information, summarizing that information, and work out things like propensity to churn and so on as well. So predictive analytics, and also enhanced decision making as well, so AI generated insights, and also summaries as well for better strategy. If sometimes there's a lot of information on the screen for you to digest, so where AI is summarizing that information, it enables you to make quicker and faster decisions as well. So we see Copilot coming into the mix here as well. So let's get into one or two more demos. We've got a knowledge agent here. This is where we're training a knowledge agent to know about a particular source of information, testing it out, and then showing the answer after it's been trained. So let's dive straight into this one. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to pop up an agent here in the bottom right-hand corner, and we're going to ask it a question. Current policy on sick pay. So the agent doesn't know the answer to that question because it hasn't been trained. So what we're going to do, we're going to hop over to the inside of the application and show you how that is going to be trained. So we can do that by selecting different knowledge sources to point at the agent. So you can see here we can put things like public websites, we can put SharePoint, and we can also put information within our database within Dataverse and other components as well. So here what we're going to do is we're going to use a specific file. And this is from the Employment Bill 2025. So here we've got control over what we're putting in, control in terms of what we're putting in within our model. We've looked at the document, we're happy with the content of the document, and we're going to use that to train the model. We can then publish this agent. And then if we go back to this scenario, if someone asks a question again, it gives us the appropriate answer and also lets us know what the knowledge source is as well. Okay. move along. Sorry. Next demo is automating member services. So let's move along to this one. Just conscious of time, and I want to show you as much as possible. So here what we're doing is we are using an AI agent. So there is there's several people within the loop here. There is Maria, there is Agent Riley, who looks at the updates at the end, and there's also Copilot as well, which is taking care of the heavy lifting here. So what we're going to do, we're going to combine several things within this demo and bring them together so that we can use them within the AI agent. Just wait for a moment for the screen to appear. Okay, so if we just point ourselves at this churn likelihood here, so this particular member lives in England, and therefore we see that the churn likelihood is 44%. So we're building an AI model that looks at this information, and depending on the location of the particular member, that churn likelihood can be recalculated. Okay. This is an agent that we've built that allows us to change addresses. So you can see, again, it's built like a flowchart, like in Customer Insights Journeys. And it takes the member through an authentication process, and then it enables them to change their address. So you can see it's built just like a flowchart. So this is what the member sees. So first of all, it asks them to enter their membership number. So they've popped that in. What it does then is it sends them a secure authentication code to their email address, which they can then pick up. So it's not going to accept this for anyone. They pop that in. And then they can update their address. Okay, if we refresh the screen, we can see that the churn likelihood has changed. So AI has looked at the change of address, and it's determined that because the member is now based in Scotland, there's a more there's a higher likelihood of them leaving the organisation. So that's that demo. I'm just looking at the time. Do we want to skip a couple of sections of this, Erwin?
I think so, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got 3 minutes left, Dave.
Okay, I'm just going to show you one more. I'm going to show you the chat to live handover as well. So yeah, we're a great believer of human in the loop in terms of AI, but also using AI where we need to do the heavy lifting as well. So this is a chat to live agent handover. So I'll just run this one. Okay. So this is a different example. This is someone asking for the address of a park and the opening hours. So AI has responded here and given the answer that's needed. And then the member has said, I'm having trouble paying, making my payment. So then we do a handover to an agent. So AI knows to do that, and now we've transferred over to the view of the internal agent, and you can see here they can accept the chat, and then it gives them a summary of what's happened within the chat, and they can look at the conversation summary. So they don't have to read the entire chat. The AI is giving them the summary of the chat, which is really useful because they can get the gist of the conversation, and they can go back with a quick response immediately, just to hold them for a second. And then what they can do as well is this is built-in AI over here on the right. It's suggesting a response. So it's saying here's a suggested draft response based on the knowledge that's within the system. Here's what we think we should say, and then you can amend that and then paste it into the chat. So, and this is happening on chat channels. This is happening on email channels as well. And again, you can see those highlights in the timeline as well in terms of the conversation that's happened, so they can review that conversation as well. And then finally, they can look at some information about the payments as well. So really, this is about putting information in front of the agent to make decisions. A nice handover from AI and empowering them so that they don't have to read through lots and lots of information to be able to handle the query from the member. Okay, I'm just going to hand over.
Thank you so much for that session. That was really, really interesting. Especially found the AI piece and what agents can do there. Super insightful. Okay. Thanks, guys from Kerv. It's been lovely having you here today, and we will catch up with you again soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Bye.